What's up, y'all? Trying to start something new today. Truck Talk Tuesdays. Hold on, let me make sure I'm live on everywhere. Okay, yeah, I'm live everywhere. I'm live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. What's up, y'all? Thanks for tuning in. I just wanted to start something called Truck Talk Tuesdays due to the demand of, everybody got questions. Trucking is that hot topic right now. Trucking to me is like the new dope game. I'm gonna try to rotate my eyes through all of the cameras. I'm broadcasting from everywhere right now. So just forgive me if I'm not looking directly into the camera. But yeah, so trucking is the big talk. But I'm just wondering why everybody is coming at it from a box truck angle. I'm trying to see if it's something up with the 18 wheelers, because the 18 wheelers bring in a whole lot of dough. The 18 wheelers could bring in potentially a lot more than the box trucks. So I'm just waiting. I wanted to hear questions and have a conversation. Excuse me. About the industry. The industry is bigger than Amazon. The industry is bigger than Walmart, FedEx, and what we know most people doing. So I feel like I want to open up. I want to open up the conversation for us to really talk about it, because a lot of, and hopefully it's some guys that come in. A lot of people try to challenge me on my way of doing it, because I do mine solely Amazon, but I do it that way based on it being easy for me and me being able to have time and for it to be passive. So it's a whole lot of different ways to go about this trucking industry, several ways. So you can go dedicated, you can go expedited with the load boards. The easiest way to get in, of course, would be doing the load boards, but what I've been seeing is a lot of people that got in got right out because they don't know, they not looking at the operational costs correctly. So I'm thinking I'm ready for people to ask me more questions about the operation and how to stay in the game, because the thing is, I don't want to coach anybody or lead anybody to get in this game, but they don't have the capacity to stay in the game. A lot of people get in here and they get going, they get a month in, 2 months in, and they ready to get out. Now, the thing is, stop letting people soup y'all up to think that the box truck game or the semi game or trucking period is easy. Like, let's make this clear. Anybody who is not willing to get in this game and put in like 16 hours a day to build it up to the point where you can get to, to where it become passive, then I would say don't even get in. If you ain't got that kind of time to put in, don't even get in the game. And this is my perspective, so if you hear, you looking, you watching me to hear my perspective. So I say that to say that there are ways that you could do passive. Shout out to Hood Estates. They got a passive way where you go get you a truck, where you just get you the driver, and and they find a work and everything for you. But you got to ask yourself the question of how much money you trying to make. What are you really trying to do? What are your goals? So before you get in the game, set some goals and figure out what niche it is that you're trying to get into. Which direction you trying to go? Everybody's shooting for the box truck. The lane getting clogged up. You know what I'm saying? I hate to tell y'all that the lane's getting clogged up. There is going to be work out there for everybody, of course. But you got to think of, like, are you willing to deliver appliances? Amazon can only take so many people. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it and try to sell everybody on the same thing. Like, yeah, go get you a box truck and wait for Amazon load board. Because I can show you the load board right now, and I'm in an A. And the load board drive. Matter of fact, to keep this all way legit, I'm actually gonna pull up the load board real quick right now, just so y'all can see, because I want y'all to see the real before y'all even get in, and then after I show y'all a little real talk, then we gonna jump into some questions, because I see them rolling in, and I only got about an hour, and I want to make sure that I cover everything. So If everybody could try to comment on YouTube, that would make it easier for me. Well, Coby Pegway on YouTube, so that way I ain't got to try to look at all of the different feeds. So if all y'all could could tune in to YouTube, then that could be the only way I can guarantee to see everybody questions. I can see IG over here. I got the private group up here, and I got YouTube. YouTube and my Facebook is coming right in. So let me show y'all what the Amazon load board look like live. Like, I'm gonna pull it up for y'all. Hold on real quick. Hold on. I mean, just give me a second while I share my screen real quick. Can y'all see my screen? I just need y'all to type in somebody, well, I know on IG, y'all ain't gonna be able to see my screen, but if y'all tune in to YouTube, then y'all be able to see my screen too. Okay, cool. Y'all can see my screen. All right. So I want to give y'all a real live look into relay. Give me 1 second. So this the load board right here. So I'm in Atlanta, and y'all know Atlanta is a popping market. And I'm looking off to the side because I'm looking at my other screen. And I want one of y'all to type in y'all market too as well. And I'll look at one other market outside of Atlanta. So this Atlanta market right here. I'm gonna type in 26. I mean, y'all see me look, it says there are no matches, which means that there are no loads. If you thought that you was gonna get a box truck and just come straight in, I'm just saying it ain't nothing on the board right now. Not to say that it won't be anything on the board at all, but I'm just saying there's not nothing on the board right now. So I see Chicago on here too. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna hit on with Chicago. Chicago. It's better type in any of that. So here goes Chicago right here as far as box trucks. So 58 miles outside of Chicago. I believe I'm looking at the right thing. Somebody let me know if I ain't looking at the right part of Chicago. I believe this should be right here though. Chicago. There we go. All right, so yeah, that's the right one. So you so about 80 miles out of Chicago, then you got a couple 23. And these rates are trash. Like, I mean, just look at these rates. $1.40. These rates are straight pure trash. I mean, you couldn't run and survive with none of these rates. So I just wanted to do that to make sure that y'all understand that it ain't like sweet just hopping in and just getting it. Cause I see from a broker perspective, a lot of people getting in the game and a lot of people hopping. A lot of people can't even afford to fix their truck, so they getting right back out of the game. They hopping right back out. So just keep that in mind. So let me stop sharing my screen. All right. So yeah, so I just kind of wanted to show y'all that just so y'all know that. So all right, so let's jump in on some questions real quick. I'm gonna start off with the ones right here on YouTube. Like I said, IG, if y'all can hop in for me, everybody just coming in on IG, I appreciate y'all. If y'all can hop in on YouTube, I could definitely get to the questions. I can see some of them, but I ain't trying to be swivel head up here. But I did want to. I got everybody hitting me on every platform, so I definitely want to reach out to y'all. All right, so Harold, he said, how much do you pay 18-wheeler drivers from Anthony Burton on YouTube? So I pay all my drivers, whether they in 18-wheelers or whether they in box trucks, I pay all drivers flat rate. So that means if it's anything in between, let's say 0 miles and 75 miles, I pay a minimum fee. So that way, one day, so just in case it slow up, I ain't trying to pay nobody less than $100 a route in a box truck. And the CDL driver, I ain't really trying to pay them nothing less than $200. So I look for loads to make sure that I can justify. I can't comment on YouTube. Yeah. So I look at loads to make sure that I can justify paying the drivers, because it is very hard to keep drivers, and whether it be box truck or 18-wheeler. 18-wheeler is way harder. Box truck is a little bit easier to keep drivers, but 18-wheelers is really hard to keep drivers unless you got some steady freight. But you're gonna have way more profit at the end of the week. And I'm talking, and keep in mind, my perspective is always from a CEO perspective, as in a person not driving a truck. So not that I have never drove a truck, but I don't even want to sell y'all on coming in the game, running in the truck forever. Now I did run in the truck for a year and a half, but I want y'all to think like, okay, don't let nobody give you a load and you thinking like, oh, since I'm running it, I could take it because I can afford it. No, erase that out your head. Always think CEO. Always think somebody else finna be in this truck. Even if you plan on buying another one for you to drive, think CEO. Don't think owner operator coming in. You could be an owner operator coming in, but don't think of that long term. Let's start. Come in the game already having a plan to grow and scale off tops. Don't even come in with the expectation of you being in that mug hitting the road, because how you gonna drive the truck? It's impossible to grow the company inside the cab. You can grow it for yourself. You can stop and try to book loads, but you got accounting, you got compliance, you got all of these different things that you got to think about. So you mean you're going to hold down the ELD. That means you're going to hold down every single part of your business. How you going to hold down every part of your business from the cab, and you got to worry about driving safety? Think about everybody in the winter snow. Think about you facing a snowstorm, trying to worry about your next load. Come on, man. You're going to need help. That's why a lot of people ain't making it in the industry. You ain't got to take my class for me to get you to see it. The class is just for me to break it down to you and give you 8 hours. But trust me, I'm going to give you the real off top. So let's see what other questions we got, because I can get long-winded talking about it. I'm very passionate about it because a lot of people out here selling this false hope, and I'm definitely not trying to get people to get in this game thinking that they finna put in 2 hours a day and they finna be just get this fat check. It's definitely not like that. All right, Joe Jose, what is the best way to get work starting out? I know the common answer just broadly saying load boards, but most won't take drivers with an authority less than 30 days, right? So I have never had a problem not having work. Now, was the work paying terrific? No, but it was enough for me to get by. So that's what I would suggest anybody to get in. Drive for that first 6 months while your authority is getting active. Well, not getting active, but while it's new, because it, like most of the big brokers want 6 months, but some people don't care. Like I told y'all last week, go on Google, look up brokers near you, keep cold calling people until somebody get you something. You got to be like a badass kid. Like, this game is competitive. If you can see, I got 117 people on one live. I got like 15 people on Instagram, 76, and I can't even see where I'm at on my regular personal Facebook. So everybody is trying to get in. So what's gonna separate you from everybody else? If you cold calling Joho, so if you cold calling people, that's gonna be the way for you to get you some work. You can't just sit back and nobody can sit back and just consistently just do the same thing. Everybody doing this, everybody trying to run an Amazon, everybody trying to do the same thing. We got to figure out another way, and that's cold calling. I can set up a list of shippers. When you drive past the warehouse, they got some dock doors, that's a potential customer. You get what I'm saying? So nobody on this live could tell me that they didn't drove past somewhere and like they whole way home, they whole way going anywhere, and they don't see a gang of distribution centers. Those are all potential customers. You got to go pull up on them, go to their office, say, hey, I got my trucking company. You got to get scrappy with this thing. This ain't finna be no walk in the park. I'm not selling y'all on I have no cheat code on how to do it. I just know that I slept in the truck. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm short enough to fit comfortably across the box truck seat. So make sure you get you a bench seat because you might be sleeping in that mug. But all I'm saying is make sure that you are planning on getting scrappy and planning on being creative, especially in the box truck space. Now with the semis got so much range. That's why I'm like, if y'all can't figure out box trucks, don't give up on trucking. Them semis got work everywhere. I'm talking flatbed. I'm talking refrigerated trailers, dry van, step deck, everything. You can move military freight. You can move any of that stuff. So think bigger than just the box. And even the box, you can still do refrigerated. And don't sleep on the hot shots and car hauling either. Somebody say, bro, I don't even want to mess up your name. Peace, bro. Do you not recommend buying a 24-foot box truck with the lift gate? No, my brother, do not get a 24-foot. Now, you can get work with a 24-foot if you get a killer deal, but don't put like this. Your authority already going to be new. Do not do anything else. Don't do anything else to make it harder for you to get work, if that makes sense. Don't get anything else that makes it harder for you to get work. That just don't make a whole lot of sense. So with that 24, just go ahead and don't get it if you haven't bought it. Get a 26 and make sure it's 102 by 103. Make sure it's tall and make sure it's wide so you can get two pallets on the side of each other, because ain't nothing like getting to a shipper and you can't take the load because you got them bread truck dimensions is what I call it. Don't go out there and go get no bread truck, one of them 70-inch trucks. Do not do that. If y'all need to, I'm gonna hit y'all with the dimensions. It's 26 by 103 by 102. That's what y'all need to get. So I'm gonna go inside the private chat and grab a question. Ricky Collier said, what software are you using to calculate cost per mile? Are you saying the cost as far as the operation? So I'm gonna try to interpret what you're saying by what I think you're saying. So cost, are you saying operational cost? So if I break down operational cost, I'm looking at it like in a semi, like I was saying, on 1,000 miles, it's gonna cost, especially in a rental, because I highly suggest people try rentals first. Don't go out and buy no trucks. If get your feet wet and see it before you make that big investment. But the operational cost, I just break it down. I just break everything down by however many days. 1,000 miles is gonna take you 2 days if you got one person in the truck. So you just take all your costs and divide all your operational costs within 30 days. If that load gonna take 2 days, then you can go ahead and just put that into 2 days of the load. But I can give you a better breakdown. But it's a little hard to explain without like writing it down on like a whiteboard or something. Tim say thank you, man. Yeah, man, it's all good. It's all good. 30 days. It's a lot of people are. It's a lot of hard work. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go back to the tube real quick. All right, how long? All right, so how long does it take to complete a box truck route on Amazon Relay? Okay, it just depends on the route. I got my drivers do some routes be 27 miles, so that might take like 4 hours, but some routes might take 12 hours, depending on how far out you go. So that's the best way to answer that for you. All things. Where do I find a good driver? That's a good question. I'd have found good and horrible drivers on Indeed, Craigslist, word of mouth. A lot of my drivers come by word of mouth. I get some good ones by word of mouth. I get some of them that'll flip the truck over. Hey, I'm just being all the way honest. I mean, you just never know who you're gonna get until they get in. You could try to interview them. Everybody's in character when you interview them. So it's not really a fair thing for you. You just got to kind of get a guy. Like I typically try to get a person that already got a DOT card that already got some experience with another company, make sure you call it. I just want somebody that ain't got to train. And sometimes, like in them CDL drivers that be driving them box trucks that just got them they license, them be the worst. I swear they do. They had that CDL, but they could barely even park a box truck. All right, my brother. I hope I answered your question for you. L Best said, "How do I sign up for your course?" CobyPegway.com. Go to the I3 trucking class. You could book it. The seats are filling up. I got the next one is on the 28th is filled up. The next one is on the 13th, and then I have one like 2 weeks after that. Anthony Smith says, "Will having from YouTube?" Anthony Smith says, "Will having a criminal record disqualify you from getting my authority?" No, criminal record and authority, two completely different things. This is the criminal's game right here. This look, trucking is the dump spot for ex-drug dealers and ex-convicts. I'm telling you, this is the best. Not saying that I'm either one of them, but I'm just saying this is the perfect spot for ex-drug dealers and ex-cons and everything, because you can dress how you want to dress. That's the main thing I like it. It has no attire. It has nothing. Just don't walk in the warehouse with no flip-flops on. But other than that, you'll be good to go, Anthony. You'll be straight. Sean Miller say, "Can you obtain a authority MC number without a med card? Does a broker need one?" Well, you can get an authority without a med card, but you're going to need a med card in order to operate, because if you get pulled over without a med card, then you're going to be in violation, and you don't want to start off a new company with a violation. That'll just be starting off the wrong foot. A med card is too easy to get to not have it. All right, Static Loke say, "Where would you recommend purchasing a truck? Bought my first truck from Penske, rookie move. Didn't know, sold me 12.7 clearance truck. I have clientele enough for another truck." See, he hitting on exactly what I was saying. That 12.7 joint, you need that 13.6. If it ain't 13.6, do not get it. If the truck is not 13.6, y'all hear me? Box trucks, if it ain't 13.6, don't get it. If you messing with power only and like 18 wheelers, don't get no 48-foot trailer. Get a 53. Like, certain things is just gonna make what you trying to do harder. Don't even put yourself in a hole like that. Don't even put yourself in a hole. All right, D. Richardson said, "Budget has a deal. Let me know your thoughts. It's $400 a week, 12 cents a mile. That's a good deal." My deal with Ryder that I get, I had $350 a week, 9 cents a mile. They said, "Hey, the demand for the trucks is going up." They kicked my deal out the window, and now I'm settling for $425 a week and 10 cents a mile. So that's a good deal right there. I remember when I first started, Budget had that $400 a week, nothing, unlimited mileage for FedEx contractors. Man, we was eating good then. What's a good insurance for New York State unlimited miles? That I don't know. I'm based out of Georgia, so I don't know that from that aspect. But if you get on the consultation with me and let me know, I could definitely look it up and reach out to a couple people for you. Dennis B, do your drivers keep and care? I guess I'm gonna say care for the trucks, or do they take the trucks back to your base? Oh, okay, I got you. Which is better in your experience? I keep mine parked at a truck yard. I had a bad experience with somebody, with letting somebody take my truck home. I pulled up to come and get it because they was off. They was gone to the grocery store in my truck on my gas. Now, who drives a 26-foot box truck to the grocery store? I'm just saying, knowing that the boss was on the way. These drivers ain't got no chill, but they make me a lot of money, so I got to deal with a little BS. But yeah, get you a truck spot, pay for it. Don't let no driver, they're going to be like, "Oh yeah, I stay out in the country. I got some land, or my people got some land." Don't even bother. Don't even bother doing it. Don't even waste your time on it. Just park it at a spot. It costs about $150. All right, hold on. Let me get this. Charger by the laptop about to go dead. All right, so let me grab a question from over here. All right, hold on. Let me scroll all the way up. Facebook, I ain't forgot about y'all. What about living in South Florida, thinking about opening a box truck? Oh, you talking about a brother that's hungry? Nah. I'll be going to no grocery store in my truck. You had to catch an Uber or something. I don't know what he's saying. You had a contact. Hakeem Burnett. He said, Hakeem Burnett said, what do you teach in the class and what's the price? Go to my website. The class, for the prices and everything, the class is going to teach you everything from how to start your business. I'm not going to start it for you, but I'm going to give you the steps to go through. It's super, super easy to do. I'm going to go through starting you and running operational functions, things that make your business run smoother. Simply, the structure of your business, I'm gonna help you guide your way through that too as well, though. But send me an email to info@cobypegway.com and hit me with the questions that you got, and I'm gonna send you the actual outline. I actually got an outline that I can send to y'all with what everything I'm gonna be covering. It's like 3 pages of stuff that I'm gonna be covering in there, because it's hard for me to remember word for word all of this stuff right now on this live. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the tube and see. I don't see many questions. Y'all let me send y'all questions again if y'all on Facebook, because I'm not seeing any questions. Actually, I'm gonna go over to Instagram. On Instagram, I got Wealthy Gar say, wouldn't it be more expensive renting a truck instead of buying? Yes, it definitely is going to be more expensive renting a truck, but you got to think of what type of business and what type of thing are you trying to run. Okay, I don't like dealing with a bunch of headaches. So I like rental trucks. I own and rent. I like it. I like everything. I like renting trucks because I don't have to worry about the maintenance. The rental trucks do break down, but when they break down, it ain't on me. I call it the driver called Ryder roadside. Boom, they get that and they get back. So I'd rather take less money to be headache free. So you can always make more money. You could do everything on your own if you want to. But I got way too many trucks to be worrying about maintenance and trucks break down. On one of my trucks, I just spent $14,000 on one of my semis that I just bought 3 months ago. I spent $14,000 already, and I just got it. So, am I gonna make it back? Yeah, I had to replace a clutch. I had to replace it. The turbo went out. The fifth wheel. So that's why I rent trucks. That's why I say get work, y'all, that y'all can justify being able to get a rental truck. Because when your truck go down, if you got a contract, you gonna get a rental truck anyway. So you want to make sure that your business is profitable for those times as well. Don't just think about it. Like, don't come in the trucking industry with the best case scenario, y'all. That's not the way to go. No best case scenarios. Plan for shit to go left, because it will go left. Because it's the trucking industry and it changes every day. Freight be real good one week and it'll be bad one week. You got to have a budget. You got to, it takes more than what they trying to tell y'all and sell y'all. I'm not finna have y'all to go through this whole process and then y'all go get a truck and y'all have y'all truck sitting. I ain't finna do all of that. I'm gonna let y'all know, look, do some more research, chill, make sure you got 10, 15 bands, because I'm telling you, something could possibly go wrong. When you buying a truck, it ain't no good way to buy a truck. You don't know what these folks selling you. I done bought them straight from Freightliner. I done bought trucks from Penske. I done bought trucks from Ryder. Man, you can get a lemon from anybody. And it's not even that it's a lemon. It just depends on what stage. Some trucks I had for 2 or 3 years, and I haven't even put 14,000 in it the whole time. One truck I had for 3 months and I already put 14 bands in it. So it's the luck of the draw. There is no super cheat code to it. It's going to be work. It's going to be experience. It's going to be you getting out there. The same thing it was when you rode that bike. You can watch somebody else do it. Somebody can tell you how to do it, but until you get in this game, you are not gonna know how it works. I can sit here and talk to you till you blue in the face and build you up and get you going. But I'm gonna tell you what the hard part is. Keeping drivers, how long it takes to if you got a big fleet, or even if you just got 2 or 3 trucks, man. Trying to hire drivers is a whole job. That's a whole job right there. Compliance is a whole job. So you gotta think it's all of these jobs inside, and compliance will have you going out of business quick. So you got to think you got to have people running your truck. You got to be compliant. You need to study before you get in this game. Trust me. Take it from a person that had a trucking company, and I went out of business. I got shut down by DOT because I wasn't on compliance hard enough. I'm here to tell y'all, like, I stayed in the game because I got wit. And you know what I'm saying? I was smart enough to always keep 2 DOT numbers. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me, because I know that these drivers can get on the front line, and I had a driver drive through the weigh station with a blunt. But he passed the drug test, right? He did. He passed the drug test. But yet he drove through the weigh station with a blunt. They started pulling my trucks over left and right, and it was a wrap from there. Once you get on their radar, you better be squeaky, squeaky clean. And I didn't study no compliance. I jumped in the game head first. Went to the budget to get a truck before I ever even drove a box truck, but I had already quit my job at the post office, so it was no looking back from there. Stupid move. Don't suggest doing it, but I'm just telling y'all, I did it and I made it, but I wanted to quit like 5 times. So I'm trying to check out IG. I'm trying to check out IG. All right, so somebody on IG say, how do you go about scheduling drivers consistently with fluctuating hours from Amazon loads? Okay, so when it comes to the box trucks to the post office, y'all, anybody interested in Amazon loads, they are all pretty much the same time. So they all pretty much dispatch from about 10 o'clock to about 4 o'clock in the morning. So they pretty much work the same time. Now, if you want to talk power only drivers, the way they give you the work, you get it in like blocks. So if they give me 3 blocks, 3 what they call solo twos, if they give me 3 of those, they're going to give it to me at 1 o'clock on Sunday, 1 o'clock on Tuesday, 1 o'clock on Thursday. So I don't have them. They don't really fluctuate like that. I just get them work kind of, if it can line up. Now, sometimes it do, but you just got to rotate them out depending on the way you got to rotate them out is based on hours of service. Everything I do is based on hours of service. You got to pay attention to that before you even schedule. And that's going to be inside of you. Like I use GeoTab for ELD. Real easy system to use. Real easy system to use. So use your GeoTab, and it's going to tell you how many hours your drivers got. And that's going to be what you're going to have to use to schedule your drivers, whether you want to do it or not, or they're going to be running raggedy and crazy. All right, so let me find some more questions. Demetrius, you say, so would you advise someone renting started out? I definitely would. Go ahead and start off renting so you can get your feet wet, because sometimes them loads, you decide like, man, I don't want to do this no more. So make sure you I suggest renting first. Mellow C, what's confusing is getting my insurance while my authority is getting active. I'm planning on renting. Do I have that truck VIN to activate the insurance? I want to say, I believe that you're saying, do you need that? And yes, you do need that to get it active. So your authority, so getting your BOC3 and everything does not make you active. You can pay for your DOT number. DOT number's free. You can pay for your authority. You can pay for your BOC3. But until that insurance do what they call a federal filing, they not it's not gonna go active. And when they do it, it's still gonna take a little while to get in there. So shouts out to Lewis. Preach. All right. I see you. So Jalen Ellison asks, is 10,000 enough to get started if I'm starting off renting a truck? Definitely enough to get started. Just make sure your rental rate is good. Your insurance for that one truck, depending on where you at, could be anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 to get started. So you gotta think about it. $5,000 gonna be your insurance. So if the good thing is, if you run a load board, you can link up with a well, if you do Amazon pay every week, so you won't need a factoring company for them. But if you was just running loads off, say like Select is my virtual fleet, DAT, Truck Stop, you can factor the load, so you don't even necessarily have to have fuel because you can do it like that. I don't suggest coming in bare minimum and depending on a factoring company. That's just not good best practices. That it's good for that. Their factoring companies are good for helping your flow, but I just don't think it's like the best practice for you to to do that. So 10K definitely would work, Jalen, though. Cause I don't think you're gonna need to grab you a little pallet jack. Yeah. I mean, that'll be enough. Just make sure you got, enough for that week, that first week for renting the truck, your insurance. Make sure you get you some straps, load bars. Yeah. I would do it with 10K. I would just make sure my work is lined up though. I mean, of course that's gonna be first and foremost. Don't get in here without the work lined up. Michael Jordan, I have 6 points on a license. Would it make a big difference in starting a company and insurances with such a record? Or should I wait for a recent 3-year reflect clean record? I think you should wait. But that's my opinion. I would go and get me a quote and I would let them tell me that it's too high. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to answer that for you. I mean, whenever I'm looking at drivers, most insurances they ain't gonna even send it to the underwriter with that many points. But you might be lucky because the spirit could be leading you, God could be with you. So I would try. It don't cost nothing to get an insurance quote. It's free. So let call 5, 6 places and let them all tell you no. That's what I suggest you to do. Chop Whiteside, I looked online. The quote was like $4,000 for truck per month plus miles every day. Is that normal? Yeah, that's normal. Especially for semis. It just depends on what city you out of too. Different states got different. Like if you in Georgia, Florida, New York, certain places is just ridiculously high. So let's see. Let me keep on scrolling. I'm trying to jump to the bottom, I think. Frank T, how do you make sure you have work before getting a truck? The way you make sure you have work before getting a truck is simply just making sure you do some cold calling. Like, I'm not saying do this, but I'm saying it wouldn't be no harm in it a little bit. But if you see a truck rolling down the street, right? If you see a truck rolling down the street, they got they DOT number and a MC number on the side of the truck. People be doing this all the time. If I'm gonna call a place and I need me an MC number, I just use somebody else's, because it ain't like you can book a load because they're gonna send a check to whoever their DOT number is. So there's no way you can be fraudulent with that because you're gonna be doing the work and it's gonna go to somebody else. But what I'm saying is you gotta be, man, like I told you, you gotta be like a badass kid trying to get through this because a lot of these loads don't even pay enough, for you. So you gonna have to figure out a way to get crafty with it, to be able to get you to figure out what type of work is gonna be out there for you. But call the brokers in your area. Make sure you call the brokers in your area. Also 3PL, third party logistics companies have work too. Freight forwarders. Brokers are not the only one. You got brokers, you got freight forwarders, you got the third party logistics, which is technically kind of like freight forwarding. So you got like XPO Logistics. You got like Forwarder, where they like brokers and they a trucking company. So one good spot for y'all, I'm gonna drop this on y'all. Nolan, when I was running over the road, Nolan Transport, NTG, they used to keep me loaded. They was responsible for like 40% of my loads, and I don't think your authority got to be active for that long. Don't quote me on that. I would just say holler at them and see what's up. So let me go to I'm gonna go ahead and answer some questions from Box Truck Gurus group over here. Let me scroll to the bottom. Damn, there's so many questions. Mark Crawford said, and you really test if trucking is for you. Trucking not for everybody. Nah, trucking definitely not for everybody. Definitely. That's why I say rent a truck first. Rent a truck. Make it educational. Don't think profit when you first coming in. Don't think everything strictly based on profit. Think about experiment. You know how many times I didn't went to go do like a run where I end up breaking even because it sounded like, ooh, 500 a day. But 500 a day sound good until they tell you, you know what I'm saying, until you realize you delivering to the back of the malls, you know what I'm saying, and it's back breaking and you got to scan 1,000 pieces and you just got to make sure like that the type of work that you're willing to do. I'm not a hard working physical type person. So that's why I mess with Amazon. It was just hard enough work for me to do with my pallet jack. It was cool. I could pallet jack. I could do that, but I'm not finna be going to no malls. Like I done had a contract where I was going to the malls. By the way, I only was on that contract for 2 days because I'm not going to the back of the mall, pulling these pallets through things, pallets falling over. Nah, man, everything ain't for everybody. So you got to kind of know what, like I said, do the research, know your niche and what you plan on doing before you even get in this thing. So let's see. It's good money out there. Okay, let's see. All right, so Kenneth McKenzie said, how do you feel about fuel cards versus paying out of pocket? I think fuel cards are terrific, especially if you got like a WEX card where it reports to your company credit. That's a whole nother conversation, but you wanna build up your company credit because you don't want to be the personal guarantor for you trying to buy a truck. You want to start getting that stuff in your company name and getting a fuel card. I got one strictly just to build that. I used to use WEX. I don't use WEX anymore because Amazon gives me 31 cents a mile. 31 cents a gallon off at Love's, 20 cents at Flying J. So I need those perks and those savings. So for everybody out there that wonder why I'm always screaming Amazon, 31 cents off the gallon, you got to think 1,000 gallons. That's a nice change. So that's why I be cool with running the loads for a little less than what y'all think is great because I'm getting 31 cents off the gallon. So I'm saving on fuel. I get paid every week, keeps cash flow going. And plus, like I said, I look at the profit of my operation. As long as my operation is making a killing, like me, I'm cool. Right now, I'm at the crib. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling. While my trucks is out making money, I can educate y'all because I set my business up in a way where my business is working for me. And I don't work for the business every day. I might spend an hour a day doing trucking now. You know, but sometimes for content purposes and to give y'all a real feel, I might go to the truck. Like I got a video of where I went to the truck and actually just kind of showing y'all, but I want y'all to think CEO, not being in that truck. I want y'all to think about building a business. Like that's what I'm teaching in my class. I'm not teaching strictly based on just trucking. I want you to learn business and how to run a business and not make business be a job. Why would y'all want to come from a job to work to just own another job? No, we want to be financially free. We want to have our money working for us while we sleep. While we taking a nap, we want that truck to be running. First, you got to go out there yourself, I know, but I'm just saying, don't let it don't make it be a job for you. Come in with a precise plan. Get some coaching. Like I said, I wouldn't have been 80,000 in a hole had I knew somebody that was in the game that could teach me. Like my class is $350, right? So you mean to tell me I know anybody in the game? I wish it was somebody on this live that can vouch for over $1,000, a tenth, or maybe $2,000 or $3,000 worth of mistakes they done made already in the industry. So I made like probably thousands and thousands of dollars from the knowledge of not knowing. So people like, oh, 350 is a whole lot for a class. Well, business is based on you not losing money. So you making an advantage so you can decide whether you even want to come into the industry. Understand that. This is giving you game to know if you even want to come in. I want to show you that 8,500 that I just paid in that Freightliner so I can scare the shit out of you so you can think like, do you want to deal with this? Do you in the beginning, can you deal with you running all day and having another truck and somebody calling you, waking you up in the middle of the night saying the truck broke down, now you got to get out, go find it, or somebody comes to the lot and say they can't find the truck and you find out somebody stole your truck and the truck had a GPS on it and everything. They didn't figure out how to high wire. Man, somebody done stole a whole truck. I had with that. That's why I don't got that many trucks as I had. I had 20 trucks. Man, that's too many. That was too many trucks to match. Somebody stole a whole truck, the whole thing gone. But I had insurance on it, so $1,000. But I'm just saying, think about the type of stress that is. I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm just saying, get some coaching, take a course, and especially if you have no experience, so you can know what it is like before you even get in. 350 or lose 30,000. I'm just saying. I mean, you get what you pay for. People will pay $100,000 for college, but they don't want to pay $350 for a course. That don't even make sense. So you gonna go pay for college, which college ain't even teaching you directly what you trying to do. How many people then went to college and still ain't even doing nothing with what they went to college for? Somebody asked about the Dun and Bradstreet number. I just say Dun and Bradstreet number. Oh, okay, Rookie Biker. I think you was just shouting it out. Okay, how can I get on? Coker, how can I get on with a fleet team as an owner operator? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Get on with the fleet team. Are you saying you want to get on like with like Swift, or are you saying you want to change your perspective? Hey, shoot me a DM about that on IG or somewhere or on Facebook, and I'll definitely holler at you about that. Will Amex Business Gold build your business credit? If it's in your business name, it definitely will build your business credit for sure. Yes, I do one-on-one training. All right, hold on. Let me. I'm trying to go down. No, hey, look. Can I? All right, y'all. The question over here is on YouTube, y'all. What IG ain't forgot about y'all. I'm just trying to multitask. I'm doing my best. Hit me up in the inbox with any more of those questions, though. Can I buy a tractor, no CDL, and hire a driver? Yeah, you can. Yeah, Melo C. What I'm comprehending from what you're saying is you don't have a CDL, but you want to buy a tractor and put a driver in there. That's how I am now. I don't have a CDL. The only problem is I gotta call them every time I want to move the truck. Like I got a truck sitting in the shop right now that I gotta have a driver to go pick up because I don't have a CDL. But am I clearing 15 to $2,000 a week off that truck? So I definitely would say, Melo C, you thinking like a CEO, bro. You thinking like how I want everybody to think about it. Don't think about what you can do. Not in no business, in no way, shape, or form should you be thinking of business for you doing. Coming in business, you need to think of. I want all y'all to read the E-Myth Remastered. That's what made me my first 100 grand. Check that book out. I promise you, you will look at business completely different because we got to look at business as a system of the business is something that works for us, and we pretty much just sitting here create. It's like our creation. So you can't really see your creation as good as you can until you step outside of it. So I used to be all up in it and doing it, but until I stepped out of it, I'm like, oh man, I can let me throw these lock boxes on the back of the truck. Why I throw lock boxes on the back of the truck? Man, that was genius. Now every time a driver come, I ain't got to meet them with no keys. If you a small operation, you got to think smart. Now when the mechanic come up to the thing, what he gonna do? Hey, he gonna call me. I'm gonna give him the lockbox code. Now I'm saving. I'm making myself a CEO. Be sitting at home. Now I can focus on more loads and focus on building my company up. Focus on building, y'all. Building, build. Let's not be self-employed. Let's be business owners. Where the business is, because the ideology is this: if the business can't run without you, then you don't own a business. You just own a job. And we want to own businesses. We want to be sitting up in business meetings while the business is working for us. So James Spartan says, so what is the best, I want to say, way to start out with Amazon or loading boards? So I said Amazon, just sign up for them. Not to say that they don't have no loads, but I just showed y'all earlier that, I don't know if some of y'all missed it, but I showed the aspect of the game where it might not be no loads in your area. What happened to my sound? Can y'all still hear me? Hold on, y'all. Let me fix my sound. My sound just went out some kind of way. Let me thug it out and call an audible on this real quick. Hey, can y'all hear me? Okay, cool. I guess I lost it in my headphones. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know what happened to my setup, but I ain't got time. So yeah, so I'm gonna move on to the next question real quick. Yep, yeah, the book is called The E Myth. All right, so Eric Hughes say, just got my DOT number. I am hungry when it comes to the business and making money. Hit me up on your classes. 350 is nothing when it comes to the knowledge. Hey, that's what's up, Eric. I'm glad you see the vision, man, because I probably didn't gave y'all more than $350 worth of game on YouTube alone. So that's nothing to it. Jamal, yeah, the name of that book is the E Myth, the E Myth Remaster. It's just gonna be blue and white. They got a lot of different versions. It's gonna be blue and white though. Check that book out, IG, Facebook. Read that book. I'm telling you, that book is gonna have you looking at business completely different. Hold on, respect my brother. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to scroll down, y'all. Hold on, I'm gonna type it in here on YouTube. The name of the book is The E Myth Remastered. IG, y'all got it. Check out that book. I promise you. All right, so Anthony on IG says I've been driving for 4 years OTR in a bad accident and took 2 years off. Now I'm starting my trucking business. Will it affect getting into the box truck business? Plus, will my insurance be high? Yeah, but I still would get the quotes. Just let them tell you no. Just let them tell you no, fam. Richard, as a new company starting out, what you think I should do with finding loads? Again, that's a question that I answer often. Cold calling, cold calling, cold calling. You could try to load board. Use a mix of things. Don't strictly just base your whole operation off of doing one thing. I did a little bit of Amazon. I did a little bit of T-Force, XPO loads, a little load board here, a little load board there. You got to do whatever you got to do because you got to find it's almost like finding your wave, finding what works for you. You might hate Amazon. Some people hate unloading their trucks, so they'd rather go over the road and deal with the broker loads because the broker loads, most of them you don't, well, I wouldn't say most of them, but a lot of them you don't have to touch the freight. Me, I would rather touch that Amazon freight and be at home with my family every day, any day. So, so that's why I took that route. Justin Jones said, would you recommend getting a broker even if I don't plan to be in the truck? Oh yeah, you're gonna need the broker is gonna be the person that's gonna be finding you the load. So whether you be in the truck or not, you're gonna need a broker. It's a lot of good dispatchers out here too as well. That's like a new element of the game that wasn't really popular when I was in, where you can just find a little independent dispatcher and they'll help you find some work too. I would say find a dispatcher, find many brokers, 3PL companies, because I'm telling you, in the beginning, you might be taking loads from 7 different brokers or different places a week. And that's cool, because people ain't gonna trust you, and you gotta build up you have to build up your name. Like, nobody's gonna just trust you out the gate. Some people gonna give you a chance, but also I see a lot of people that get a lot of chances, but they just not really good at the game. They show up late all the time. They hire bad drivers. They don't get their trucks fixed. So a lot of the stuff is going to be how you operate as a person. A lot of people get out the game because they just sloppy. Not saying I'm the most neat person, but for what I'm sloppy at, I have my wife doing, or my sister, I have somebody else doing it for me. But just make sure that you keep your integrity tight, because that's like say, I'm gonna give you a perfect example of how to maintain a relationship. When I was running 25 trucks with Amazon a night, I'm running like 15. I have 3 trucks a night that sit there and wait just in case somebody call off. Now, to a person with 1 or 2 trucks, they might be looking at me like I'm retarded. Like, why would you, like, you losing money? But you got to think, if I'm running 25 trucks, I'm making a hell of a lot of money. I'm going to risk paying this driver $100 to sit here for 4 hours. And also, this truck that I got to pay for, it's probably costing me $100 for that truck with insurance or whatever, even though it ain't going nowhere. So that's $600 I'm losing on my operation, right? So you look at it like that. I look at it like, okay, well, if I'm losing that, guess who they gonna call first when they get more work? The person they could depend on. So the loss of that, the revenue from those 3 trucks, I'm gonna end up gaining. They end up giving me 10 more routes because I don't drop routes. So I'm always the first person they call because they know that I'm not dropping a route unless it's just completely a bad day. So keep that in mind. RP Kid, what's up, man? I be seeing you messing with me in the comments a lot, man. I appreciate you, brother. The question though, I saw 4 loads from the same company. The load was for 2,000. They offered 2,000. They offered each was 950. Is that considered a middleman? Yeah. I mean, I definitely consider that be a middleman, but also when you looking on a load board, you're going to see certain companies, certain brokers all post the same load, because the truth is, with the brokers don't necessarily even have the load that they trying to give you. They might send you an email or post it on the load board just trying to see what you going to do, like how much you willing to do it for, or who the cheapest person they can find to do it, just so they can get their quote in. You get what I'm saying, RP? So just know that it's a whole bunch of games out here. That's why I don't play around with all them with the load board, man. It'd be too crazy for me. It'd be too crazy. Yeah, Jersey in the house. I see you. Said, will having minority certification help bring more money in certain lanes? Hey, that's a very good question. Hey, that's a super good question, Static Low. Super good question. Now being minority certified, I'm not sure if you're referring to DBE or MBE. Hopefully you're referring to both of them. That's a key way. Now, it won't really help you in the space of like an Amazon or like certain brokers, but there are certain places, like especially in the dump truck. Now, with that minority certification, start looking into dump truck work, because dump trucks and DOT to minorities, whether it be Hispanics, blacks, anybody that's considered a minority, and women, or any women, so even if it's a white female, any females, look, y'all, check out minority certifications, because the dump truck business, they paying like $90 to $100 an hour. Now, I'm saying that because that's a lane that a whole lot of people ain't bodying up. It's a lot of people in it, but it's not like general freight. So that'll be a way right there, Static Low, to separate yourself from everybody else and start to try to go get some government contracts, because they got to give out so many contracts to minority companies. They got a quota that they got to meet, so they trying to give it to people. It's a very strenuous process, but it's worth going through it. I wouldn't even say it's even crazy. They're just going to come to your spot or whatever and just make sure your paperwork good. Depending on what state you're in, is a little bit easier. Missouri, super easy. Georgia, okay. Arizona was a little bit harder for me though, because I didn't have businesses in all 3 states. I ran trucking in Arizona and in Georgia, so I know about both of those markets. If anybody got any particular questions about those particular markets, so I'm looking at IG real quick. If you are just owner operator, can you get insurance? Okay, I think somebody just asked that exact same question. So Fast Money, I hope you was in the feed when I just answered that question though. All right, B Culture said, concerned about being able to train drivers for Amazon Relay. Any suggestions? having no driver experience from a CEO perspective. Hey, I would say be culture, get out there and get you some experience. Cause it's gonna be hard to tell if somebody bullshitting you if you ain't never been in a truck. Dead serious. Even if you get out there, even if you got a 18 wheeler, get out there and go ride with the driver, go do some drops, go see what it feel like, because it's hard to be sympathize with somebody if you have never done it yourself. I mean, it's very hard. So you up here judging them for being a certain type of way, but you never been in that truck before. If you never been in that truck before, it's gonna be hard for you to manage them. Yes, you can manage. Yes, I'm not saying you got to be in there, but I definitely feel like you need to go out there and definitely check it out. Definitely check it out though. Let me try to get to these. ATL, see y'all in the building. Okay, so I don't see no more questions. I don't know if I'm overlooking it, but I don't see many more questions on IG. So I'm gonna jump back to the tool. Does Amazon Relay for Atlanta only run based on routes and not demand? I can only find 53 available. Well, right now it looks like, man, Amazon be tripping. They be doing too much stuff. So like I said, I'm able to be flexible with them, but it looked like they giving it most of the work to the dedicated carriers now. For a minute, they was putting X amount of work. They was putting like 20% of the loads back on the load board. For some reason, I don't understand, but I guess people kept coming in there stealing and stuff like that. So I knew it was going to be a disaster to try to put all of the work on the load board, but that's what they want to do. But they see that it's easier to be able to have somebody with 15 trucks come in, or 15, 20 trucks, 10 trucks, to come in to where they just got that one person to report to versus trying to create a relationship with all these individual carriers. Oh yeah, definitely. Always, definitely, Trent. Always negotiate with shippers and brokers. Never take what they're giving you. So, what do you think about renting from co-op than renting from known companies? I never rented from co-op. It looked like it's decent. It looked like it's kind of like a Turo for trucking. I never did it, so I can't really speak on it. But the way the demand was in December, when I couldn't find extra trucks when I needed to run routes, I almost thought about trying them. So it seemed like a good idea at the time. Good question. Texas Slayer 77. Do you have a surety bond? Do you have to? Like, I want to say have to have a surety bond to own or operate. You only need a surety bond if you're trying to be a broker. You don't need a surety bond to be a carrier. So, and becoming a broker it's easier than even getting in trucking. That's a little bit different finding the work, but people try to make that be like super hard too though. But that costs about a couple grand if you got decent credit. No, hold on, it's the wrong one. Fernando, how they get government contracts for box trucks if this question wasn't asked already? I'm just joining in. Like I said, the best way for you to do it if you're a minority, that's the best way to get government contracts. Go look up DBE certification and go look up MBE certification. And you can find out the information on SBA.gov about becoming a minority company. And certain hospitals and certain businesses and suppliers need to meet their quota because they get a tax credit for dealing with minority companies. So that's a gem I'm gonna put on y'all. DBE, MBE, and for women, WBE. If you're a lady in here, or if you're a wife, if you put it in your wife company, they get even more. Women get it's even easier for them to get contracts and stuff like that. And I hate that I keep saying but I'm working on my speech, so bear with me. In the $350 class, do you have broker and dispatch company recommendations? Yeah, I definitely got a resource list. I got load board recommendations, who you should buy your truck from recommendations. I'm gonna give you a whole resource list of of everything that I use. I'm gonna even give you my way of I'm gonna even give you my way of how I structure my stuff too as well. But it's coming up on an hour right now. I would love to stay longer, but my one of my good friends, he goes live at this time, and I respect him, and I gotta, I gotta go support my brother because I know he was supporting me. If y'all want to go check out Yaki Awaken, if y'all on that herbal sea moss, trying to get help, he didn't heal, cured everything. Go follow my boy Yaki, Yahki. But I'm logging off. I appreciate everybody for tapping in, and I'm gonna do this every Tuesday. So if y'all got some questions, if y'all can shoot them to me ahead of time, then I could come out the gate swinging and answering certain questions that I feel are like unique, that haven't been that are not like the common questions that I get asked all the time. Cause I'm trying to find those questions, those unique questions, so we can really be like, oh, that was something that everybody ain't know. But right now it's my time. Go check me out, CobyPegway.com. If y'all want to book a consultation, y'all want to talk, y'all need a little more direction, either book the class, it's filling up, or either book a consultation. But I'll see y'all again, same time, next Tuesday, same place, IG, group, YouTube. I'm out, y'all. Thank y'all for y'all time.